Buddy, give me a thumbs up or let me know in the chat if you can hear me, if my audio is okay. I was rushing around. I didn't have time to hook up my microphone and everything, so this is just a cheap microphone coming in from the laptop. So, hey, how are you doing? You do it. Who else do we have in here? Green-eyed flower, how are you? Hello. Betsy Lewis, humid and very hot for March. Yeah, it is. Yeah, Florida. That's where I'm at. It's Florida. It's weird. We were, it's like cold like a week ago, and all of a sudden we're in here. I was just sweating. So I just got back into town, and let's see, we're having whiteouts here in Ontario. Wow. Stay warm. Stay warm. What's up, bro? Tabitha, how are you doing? Wonderful. Awesome. Sounds good. I can hear you. Okay, cool. Awesome. Sounds good. Hey, Gina Bina, how are you doing? And let me take this banner off. Yeah, I was gone like most of last week, and I just got back. Today was supposed to be my day for like catching up with everything, and Keely told me to go outside and trim a couple of. We have some palms, and I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this. Let's see. Back to the comments. Do you guys know what, like, the palm trees? Have you ever seen on the palm fronds that it was like covered with brown, and it was like something built like this brown like nest or something on it, and it turns out it's like a moth or something, and it lays its eggs, and it tunnels into it, and it actually kills your palm. But what do you call it? It had gotten on like several different leaves, so I had to go trim them off. So I was going to go out there. You just cut it off and take it out to the road. The recycling comes and picks it up tomorrow. And my wife caught me, Keely caught me, as long as I was out there doing that. She's like, could you cut this tree? And could you cut that one? Could you cut that one? And I've got like my whole front yard pile about this high full of stuff. So I was doing that all day today. And I took a shower and remembered I had to live stream, so I'm not really set up. What do you got? Pistol Pip, how are you doing? Mike, I want to send you a link to some tips and tricks for downspouts you can post or use. Okay, cool. Let's see. How would you want to do that? Are you following me on Twitter or anything? Hi, Green-eyed. How are y'all doing? Oh, and last week we gave away these two downspouts. Remember, see, I cut one because one was a little defective. It came from Home Depot. There was a chip on it, so I had to cut a little short. So I didn't want to sell those. So I gave them away. I had the little drawing, and I'll post the winner. I think I've got it here somewhere. But Hua Extreme, who you guys see in the chat a whole lot. He's not here yet. Jeannie, how are you doing? Jeff, what's up? What's up, bro? Hua Extreme won it. Let me see if I can pull that up. And last week was kind of fun. Marty was here, and I was going to talk. It looked like we had a whole bunch of plastic and everything. And I was just trying to tell people, the different things that you can get to grow food. You can grow some of your own microgreens. Just throwaway containers. I was just trying to make stuff as easy as possible. So I've just shown a lot of stuff that usually goes in recycling that you can use, but it does look like a whole lot of plastic. And like we said in this. Anyhow, I took a little screenshot when I did a random comment picker. So last week, if you came back after the show and you left a comment, I went through and put those in a random comment picker. And of course, I won't be able to find it right now. But I think I contacted them through email, so that'll be going out. And yeah, so we had a whole lot of plastic. I'm not going to keep y'all too much tonight, but I wanted to talk because there's a lot of people that are turned off by plastic. And we do use too much of this. There's way too much plastic in the world. So the reason why I'm using it is because we're actually reusing things. Like I said, if you took this and you order takeout, and then you toss it in recycling, or you just throw it away, worse yet, you just throw it away. I want to take it, and you guys can use, I've used this one like about 6 times already, and you can reuse it over and over and over until it like breaks down. And so you get a lot of uses out of it, and you're repurposing it. So we used a whole lot of plastic, but I want to show you guys a couple of other things that I've done over the years. And moving forward, we're going to try to get away from some of the plastic. Like you guys seen in one video where I planted like about 60 of these out, and we've had a ton of, we had broccoli growing the first time, and then the second time we had pak choi. I'll do a video on that, but I had a email. Okay, Pistol Pip, I'll check my email. I did microgreens last week. Awesome, Betsy. Cooled off with Big Al. What's up, Big Al? Big Al is another winner too. Cooled off and it's raining 45 tonight in central Louisiana. Also, thank you for the free gift. Okay, cool. You got it? Awesome. So Big Al was one of the winners. Just started snowing in Albany, New York. Wow. My dad was born and raised in Hamburg, New York. I went up there once when I was young. I got to get back up there again. I'm against buying plastic, but I'm all about repurposing plastic. Yeah, you know, we tried not to buy it, but I mean, it's almost impossible to like not do it at all. So, you know, the things that, you know, if I had my choice, you know, I'd buy this. You know, there's just a little bit of plastic there, so I would buy this and then reuse those. But sometimes this is buy one get one free and comes out a whole lot cheaper. You know, so we buy this and then we grow stuff in it. So we just do it. You know, you're reusing it. So instead of a bunch of stuff going into, I don't know exactly what goes into recycling. I've heard that it uses a lot of energy. I watched a lot of shows where they took it, and there's this big thing where they have to like sort it into all the different, you know, all the different numbers you have. You have to sort it out, clean, chopped up into little pieces, melted and turned into like little chips or balls or whatever they, you know, different manufacturers do different things. And then they ship it off to different places. And the biggest place to ship it to right now is like China. So like you're taking this, they're putting a lot of energy into taking this and turning it into a little plastic bead or a plastic chip in that, and then putting those on cargo ships and shipping them all the way to the other side of the world to make a little plastic toy or something. And then we're over here buying cheap crap and it's getting shipped all the way back. So, you know, I think that a whole lot better use of this is to take it and use it again and again and again and keep growing food. Let's see, it took 4 months, but my microdwarf cracky tomato just gave me my 3 fruits. Oh, awesome. Cool. But it's snowing and I have fresh grown tomatoes. Nice. Yes. Isn't that awesome? What's the email address? Here, I'll type it in here. All right, there's my email address, and I'll take a look at it, Pistol Pip. But I might not be able to do it during the stream here because I've got a couple of screen shares going on, and I'm just on my little laptop, and I'm on Wi-Fi too, so I didn't even have time to hook up the Ethernet. And if I tried opening other programs and doing other things, I might just crash. That's cool. Yeah, that's awesome. So a couple of things. Let me show you. If you go back through my channel, you see some if I put like plastic free. But my channel there's so many videos. There's like 200. It's kind of hard to find stuff. So I might come back later and put some links to these videos. But I'm going to show you guys. Yeah. Send it to me, Pistol Pip, and I'll take a look at it. And maybe my next video I'll put it in there. Or the next live stream, I'll have it all set up and I'll check it out and we'll take a look at it. And appreciate it. Thanks very much. Let's see. One thing I've done. Okay, so this, you know, obviously is not plastic, so I love using these things. But you get one use out of them. But instead of just tossing it in the trash, you know, you get to grow some food, right? So that's one thing. That's the easiest thing. Now I'm working on something else. And that's going to be a video coming up if it works. And if it doesn't work, I'm still going to shoot the video and show y'all. But that's going to be exciting. Let me put all this plastic up here. And I'm going to be planting a bunch of microgreens this week. If the weather stays like this, it's time to grow because otherwise we're going to be getting hot here in Florida. And I've got a little rack set up, so we're all set. I was just gone all last week. And this week, you know, I think I'm going to be home. But Let me see if I can share this one. I'll let this video play, no PVC, while we're talking. This, if you guys haven't met David Charist, he actually made a microgreen grower with a, it's just like with Tupperware. And he takes it and he cuts the middle out and he glues a screen into it, or he just puts a screen over the reservoir and it puts a top over it and it holds the screen in place. And he puts the microgreens in there and the roots go down. So if you check him out, I don't have his link, but it's probably on this video if you find that video. And I saw that and that gave me an idea because that's plastic, but I want to take that idea. And what I did was, let me share the screen here. What do you suggest for indoor gardens? I live in an apartment. Anything that's fast growing leafy greens works well. Mint, basil. I got a bunch of basil growing right now. That would be one of my videos that's coming out. I was going to bring it out here to show y'all, but the downspout's full and I would have to empty it and bring it out here. Otherwise, I would slosh water all over the place. Mint, basil, any of your little lettuces. Spinach is better inside. Here in Florida, I can't grow that outside. It's too hot. But most of your leafy greens. My 9-year-old did her first crack key in an almond milk box. Awesome. Oh, cool. Yeah, you share the stuff. I think my Facebook group is linked down below. If not, just look on Facebook. It's called Keep On Growing, and we'll let you in there. And if you guys do anything, like she's talking about, her little 9-year-old did the crack key method, and all kind of people come in there and share what they're doing and ask questions, and it's just a blast. Last spring, you started it all. You're amazing show. Oh, awesome. You know what? Everybody is. This is a group project. This is all of us. Like I'm going to be working with Marty. Marty was on last week and that too. What I want to do is, like I said, if we can share, we try to make things as simple and as easy as possible and as inexpensive because everyone can do it. And the problem with marketing and doing anything when people like make videos and build a brand is you always want to sell. So when you sell stuff too, you want to make more money and charge more. And some people get left behind. And I think that it's a shame. I think that everyone should be able to grow some of their own food. They should at least know how, even if you don't do it. It's good to have that knowledge in the back of your head, in case you get to the point where you have to do it. But I think that everyone should know how. And that's why we make it as simple and as easy as possible, is so that anyone, the people that usually get left behind, we want to reach out to everyone and make sure that everybody gets a chance to do it, because it's too easy to come on and do videos and say, yeah, go buy this, go buy that, go buy that. And look, you can do this. Everyone's doing that. And some people are just like, I got a lot of comments when I was first starting, I can't afford that, or I can't do that. And it made me step back and think and reevaluate what I was doing and try to figure out, even though I wasn't going to make a lot of money making sales or anything, was that at the end of the day, we're helping people, right? And when we all get old and gray and we're sitting on the front porch, you can look back at life, and are you going to look back at how much money you made or how many lives you've impacted? And this is something that we can all share, and it's as easy as just sharing out this video or talking about it. Just like she said, she was in there in the Facebook group. They share stuff in there. I think we have shared with it. Here you go. We shared with our neighbors. I saw someone was like making some of the stuff. We've shared with our neighbors who won't grow. Awesome. And my kids have taught those who want to learn. All extension. Oh, that's awesome. See, that's what it's all about. And so if we just share the knowledge to everybody, and even if it doesn't get back to us, like if you take it and you share it to a couple of friends and they share it to a couple of friends, you don't know how that like exponentially goes out to the world, and it might never get back around to us, and we might not never know. But hopefully karma, takes care of things. We're helping other people. So my goal, which is I like to set goals high, is that we want to teach everyone. So we're going to teach the whole world how to do it. Like I said, we can't feed the world. To me, I think everyone should be able to eat. It's so unfortunate that like in one of the richest countries here, that we've got people that are starving or wondering what their next meal is coming from. So I think that everybody should be able to at least have that knowledge and the capability to do it. So normal hydroponics, if you can't afford to grow your own food, you can't go buy a bunch of hydroponic stuff. So I want to make it with cheap stuff where people, you know, will take something they might have and that they can do it with. And so that way, you know, all of us, we can all get in on that. So just like Juju said, you know, they shared it with their friends and that there's lots of people who built these downspouts, right? And they went and built them, and their neighbors saw it, and they're like, cool, what's that? Or family. And I know a couple of people that were in here that just made a bunch of them and gave them away to everyone. And so, you know, that's cool. You know, there's so many stories out there. You know, not everything's going to get back around. We're not going to hear about it, but the ones that I do hear, they're, you know, it's really touching. So that's our goal. Like I said, we can't feed the world. Everybody's got to eat, right? We need water, we need air, and we got to eat. And most of us rely on somebody else for our food, which is unfortunate. So what we're going to do is, we can't feed everyone, but maybe we can teach people how to feed themselves. So that's what our big thing is. That's how we're going to be heading into this new year here. True Alliance, how are you doing? Rob, what's up? If y'all haven't seen Rob's channel, go check his channel out. And Mr. T, Mrs. T said something, window facing west. Does it attract rodents? It depends on whatever you're growing. You know, if it's something that rodents like to eat, you know, it doesn't matter really what you do to it. It's gonna attract them. Just want to drop in and say hello. Yeah, appreciate it, Rob. I hope you're doing all right. I haven't seen you around for a little while. I hope everything's going all right with the family. I saw you got back into making your products and that. Stay home, stay healthy. Yep. We've shared with the neighbors you won't grow. Okay, let me try to catch back up. I'm really bad with the chat, so if you guys got a question too, you can always do like a super chat, and I'll see those and I'll get to those. But or just put your question again, or put question or something, you know, so that I can see it really quick. And let me put this video up here. I'm going to let this run. I'm not going to play the audio because it just has music and stuff. And I think when I uploaded it, I was using Epidemic Sound that I paid for, and now I'm not. So if I play it right now, I'm going to get a copyright thingy from YouTube. They don't like that. So no PVC. Let's see, plastic free. Let's see if it's this one. Nope, we'll do that one too. I've got that coming up. See, like I said, I'm unprepared here. Here's one that I've got it right here. I'll let that video play too. So where are we at? No PVC. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, this one, because we're talking about David, so I'm just going to let that play. Y'all can kind of watch. The Ding Dong Ditch neighbors social Swiss yard wouldn't die, and the kids hated it, but didn't want to tear up the plant, so we fed a few neighbors. Awesome. Yeah, you got a Swiss yard is kind of an acquired taste. My wife likes it. She takes it and cuts a thick stem out of it and uses it like a wrap. But it does it'll grow and grow and grow. But that's awesome of you for sharing with neighbors. I wish some people were around here. This right here, this video is a wooden box, and like I was saying, David Charest had you know, took a container, filled it with water, and he cut the middle out and put a screen on it, and he grew microgreens in it. And in the quest to try not use so much plastic, I wanted to build one that was made with wood for the frame, and I put a screen on it. And this is what I'm making there. I still have this. It's still good. You can tell this has been oiled a little bit, but there's a screen in it. I'll make this screen a little bigger. How's that? So this is what you see me making there. It's just a wood frame. That's what I'm working on right now. And then I made another wood frame. Just mitered the corners, real simple. Stapled a screen on it, and then I put another little wood frame on here so that it would just sit in the middle of this, just like that. And you see it's got a screen. And then what I've got is just a Pyrex anchor hocking. Got a little water in there still. So it's glass and wood. And this is fiberglass. And if you want to, you can use a metal screen. And if you really get technical, you can go, and they've got food grade screens that you can order. They cost a little bit more, but you can use a food grade screen too. They actually got some made out of aluminum and all. And that's just our dogs. They like to get in our videos once in a while. Let me check a couple of these. We had Swiss Chardonnay salads. Yeah, it's awesome. Yep, detergent jugs. Betsy, we tried salad, bacon, cream, garlic, you name it. Awesome. That sounds good. I'm getting hungry. I haven't ate yet, so y'all are making my stomach growl. We found a home for it, but won't let it go to waste. Hello, Thomas. See if I missed anything else. Better 70% of our garden is purple and pink. Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. I grow the rainbow one too. Yeah, we grow the rainbow chard. It's awesome. It grows so well in the cracky. I got my cracky green beans this week. Oh, cool. So you growing green beans, Betsy? Awesome. All right, did I miss them in the chat here? Like I said, it's jumping around. I did not. Oh, I did not even think that homeless people can start growing food. Yeah, it's a. I'll tell you all the story later. Like I said, I don't want to keep you all too much. We're going to talk a little bit about this. This one right here, if you guys don't mind plastic, I did the same thing. This is wood. And then for the people who want to do it a little easier, this is what David Charis did, was he just took a plastic container and he just hot glued a little screen on it. I sprout some of the seeds, toss them on top, and then let them start growing like that. So if you don't mind the plastic, but if you want, this is, you know, plastic free. It's made out of wood. This actually looks nice, and instead of a bunch of plastic sitting on your porch, this is made out of cedar. You use cedar, cypress, you know, anything that's like weatherproof. If you really want to spend some money, you can use teak. And then I just used a little glass bowl for the container, so I put that underneath. And what I did to start off was, you can tell it's not the right height. So I just put a little block of wood under it so that it was up here. So the bottom of it, the very top of the water was touching the screen, and got stuff growing in there. And I think that, let me jump forward in that video, and I know y'all don't want to watch the dogs. Somewhere else I'll bring, I've got the, I've got another video where I actually grew the stuff in there. If I can find it, I'll share it with y'all. Like I said, I know 200 videos is a lot to go through. Hello. Hey, Alfredo. How are you doing? Awesome. Miss T, the homeless get containers out of the dumpster and throw away veggies, yeah, from the same place, and resprout them and grow their own food for free. Yeah, that's you know, and you know, who knows, you know, everybody, if you go to like a food bank, a lot of the stuff they give you is like processed food and stuff. You know, wouldn't it be great if they were like giving away some seeds and stuff and that people could actually like grow their own food? Hey, Adrian, how are you doing? She was a guest a couple weeks ago. You all want to go back? I've got, you know, go check the channel out. And Adrian was on here a couple of weeks ago. Awesome guest. Yeah, the doggos. And she has, I just saw yours with the donkey that made us kind of reminiscent of when we were farmhands and that they had 2 donkeys. And it's pretty cool. You know, when we first started, the first time a horse did that and was taking a dirt bath, you know, we didn't know everything about it. We got hired and they said they would train us. So first time we saw the horses like rolling around in the dirt in their back, we're like, you know, oh, is something wrong? Everybody's saying hey to each other. Yeah, so that's that. And then you also this one. Let me go ahead and let this one play. Let me close one of these tabs. Now this one, let's see, plastic free. I'll show you what this is actually. I think beets we had growing in this one. Now this one I made out of, hold on one second. It's going to be an ad playing. Ads. Now this might be a little extreme for people, but it's plastic free. Got it right here. We're getting this set up. We're going to grow something else in it. And it actually worked. I grew water spinach in it, and I think we grew Swiss chard or beets. And you can see it playing there. It really wasn't that tough. If you guys have done tile before, you can just see I just put it together. I got these tiles. Actually, there's 1, 2, 3 here that I didn't even cut. I put 2 on top, 1 on the bottom, and the only one I cut was both sides here to fit in there. So there's actually 2 cuts. And then the top was just another one, was the same width, same thickness. I didn't even cut that one. I just rounded off the edges a little bit. And I took a hole saw, like if you can get a diamond bit hole saw that you use to put sink faucets in. I just took that, cut 2 holes in it. So that looks pretty cool. I mean, if you don't like the look of plastic, that's freaking marble. And you have that sitting out front and some plants growing on it. That's pretty cool. So we like that. I'm going to go ahead and plant that out again. Like I said, that's a little more extreme. That cost about, I think that pack of 3 was $8 or $9, and I had to get like 2 of them. So if you don't mind paying like $20 for a container, you can have, you know, a real cool looking one. My chat got away from me again. The donkeys lay down a lot, and if it's for too long in my head, yeah, I get worried and have to go make them get up. Yeah, yeah. Hey, what's up? Well, let's see. I'm gonna butcher that name, Julium. How are you doing? Jeannie, I wondered about the pH level in tile containers. I thought it would be alkaline. Yeah, like I said, people were, when I first started doing this and was making it, they're all like flipping out and going, oh, it's going to mess up the pH and blah, blah, blah. But there's really not a whole lot of liquid in here, and it didn't seem to affect it. I grew the water spinach. So if you're in a state where you can grow water spinach, it grew like wild in there, and grew some other plants. So I'm going to test it again with a couple different plants. So, but like we said over here, we don't, you know, I don't test pH or anything. So if it works, it works. And if not, you know, it doesn't. It was almost 60 here today. Bees were flying. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, we were actually in 80s, and I was working outside, so I was sweating most of the day. And we're excited to see bees around everywhere in that too. Hey, let me know if you need some B-roll of a couple of bees. The honeybees were out there, Adrian, and I got a couple of, I think I got a couple of 4K shots, but I got a couple high def shots real close up with the honey. It's pretty cool if you need like a little B-roll to toss in somewhere. Was that glue food grade? Yes, it was. And I don't know if my Amazon link, if it's there anymore, but just search for food grade silicone. And I built this. Let's see what this video, let me check the video. Well, I'll wait till it's done and I can see when I uploaded that. So when it's done playing, I'll check when I uploaded, but it was over a year ago and I made that. So the reason why I don't have anything in here yet is we just cleaned it out. You know, you can tell it's been used. But I'm going to go ahead and fill it up and let it sit for a couple of days, make sure it's not leaking. But you can just see the little white that's in there. That's a silicone. So it's, yeah, it's a food grade silicone. It's one that they use in restaurants to seal up like walk-in coolers, anything that has to do in the kitchen where it might come in contact with food. They've actually got food grade silicone. So that's how I planted it out. You know, we just get our little, it's just like everything else. I don't have my little microgreens here. We just pop our microgreens out, just use a little pool noodle to hold it in place and just set it up. That right there's the water spinach. Like I said, I wish that I could grow that here, but we can't. It's a noxious weed. It's an invasive plant, so we're not allowed to have it. But if you're in a state, I think Texas is one of the states where you can grow for personal cultivation. It grows like wild. You can grow it through the summer. It's a good spinach alternative. Hey, thank you, Keely, for putting my link there. There's my Amazon link. If you all need anything, go check that out. And like I said, I think they were all out. The supplier that I had was out of that. So check it out and look at it, and you'll see what you're looking for. And then go to, you know, just do a search. Usually on Amazon, if you click on a product and they're out, if you scroll down, it'll have like similar products and it'll show you other people. What was that stuff? Dollar Tree's got pool. Oh, really? I gotta go. I've been waiting because I've been saving mine, you know, for our orders that are coming in, and I'm getting really low. I had to order some over the winter because they're not here anymore, and I went through a load of them, and it cost like 15 or 16 bucks, I think, for like 5. And what do you call it? You know, I'm used to paying $1 a piece. So if they're at the Dollar Tree, it's every year. It's funny because I get tons of them if I go in, because people like the green ones. The green ones just look like plants, right? You can use any color, but I usually buy the green ones, and just so everything's all consistent going out and people know what to expect. So as long as they got that, I get them. So when I go in, if they've got like red, white, green, blue, yellow, and all of that, I grab all the green ones. So if you ever go out, if you live around here, you go to get a pool noodle, there's no green ones, it's because I came in there, and I'll walk out with like armfuls of them, like 30, 40 of them at a time. And it's getting like the Dollar Tree where I come up and they're just like, how many? I'm like, 40. What was that? The invasive one. It's called water spinach. It's called kangkong, and it's eaten widely in the East. Asian countries, they love it. People around here don't really have it. Some places you can go and buy it at the store, but I don't think they're even allowed to sell it at some of the Asian markets because the plant, you can, it's like basil, you can pull it off and put it in water and actually root. So if anybody gets that and it gets out into the waterways and that, it's really harmful. But just check out, basically, I think all the United States, it's not allowed, but there's a few states that allow you to possess it for personal cultivation. But it's we should, if people could be responsible enough with it, we should be growing that, because that if people have a hard time like feeding people and feeding themselves, this thing grows like wild. It's a weed. It's like kudzu. That's why it's regulated. It's because it grows like kudzu. And if it gets out, the only things that grow seeds, it has a pre-flower and it has little seed pods. So the birds will come down if they eat it, and they carry it off and poop in the waterways and that, and then you know, we're screwed. So you know, just check it out before you use it. I loved it. Dollar Tree's got it this week. I got to run. Cool, Adrian. We'll catch you later. Appreciate you stopping by. Hi, be lurking. Have a tummy ache from Chinese food. Okay, Keely. Appreciate it. Awesome learning. Cool. Yeah, and let me see. This is what it looks. Here's one thing that I was growing in it. Like I said, I'm not going to keep you all too much tonight. I just wanted to share some of this with you. And we're almost done. And this is one we just grew some beets in it. So you can see it works. You know, so we grew water spinach, and then we grew I'll make it big for y'all to see. And here we got beets growing. So we don't grow the beets. Most of the root vegetables I don't grow for the root, but we love the leaves, and we put those in our smoothies and salads and everything. So that's this working. Look at me, I'm like showing you all it. But that, you know, that was just this. So just mess around with it. You know, if you have it and it does mess with your pH, maybe you live somewhere where your pH is really high, you have a lot of calcium or hard water, you know, by the time you put it in this, maybe it does mess with it a little bit, or it might, you know, mess up the pH. If you've got a meter, go ahead and check it. Like I said, I don't. Somebody asked about that again, and they were pretty nice. They came off. They said something about, you know, like, well, just use a meter in that. And I said, well, I can't, because I told people that you can do it without. So I'm never going to do it. But if you guys want to, they're only like $20 and you can test it out. The only thing is, like me, I've got 30 or 40 containers. So if I go through each one and I test and test and test and adjust and adjust and adjust, I'd be there all day just testing it one day. And then every couple of days you have to check it again. So I don't get into that. And then people just blow their mind. They'll get disappointed with it, and they'll just quit. Let's see. You sure it wasn't Mike's cooking? Yeah, it wasn't my cooking, Jeff. We order takeout. Let's see. I think I saw something here. Ethan, how you doing, Ethan? What's up, man? You're the man, Mike. I've been learning so much. Just got a shipment from you the other day too. Awesome. Appreciate it, Ethan. Cool deal. And you got any questions, you know, just feel free to ask, or join our little Facebook group and ask. There's a lot of people in there growing cracky stuff, sharing what they're doing, and share your pictures too. We want to see what you're doing when you get it all planted. Everybody hit that like button. Yeah, hit the like button, please. Thank you. That doesn't sound good. What that plant that runs rampant in Florida waterways was that manatees eat. It wasn't originally there. Yeah, why they're hard on plants that can take over the ecosystem. Yeah. If you're not careful, they just wreck it, and then it kills off other plants, or else it uses all oxygen, and you have like fish die-offs, or messes with the balance and everything too. So we've got to be real careful with our ecosystem. Going out to the garden to pick some of Mike's baby kale, make a green smoothie. Maybe that helped me feel better. Yeah, cool. Thanks, Mike. Keep on growing. I'll join the Facebook group. Cool. Love to see you there, Ethan. Awesome. And here's another one. So that was marble. And this one right here is just travertine. So I know I don't have a whole lot of light in here, but you guys know what travertine looks like. I did the same thing. I bought this little pack. This one probably cost like less than $10. It was a pack of these travertine tiles. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. The only thing I did was I cut the one for the ends. So that's 2 cuts. And then I drilled a hole in here. So it's just, if you've cut tile before, it's pretty simple. And if you guys have cut natural stone, travertine really isn't that hard. It's not like cutting a porcelain or anything. So it's really easy to cut. So you make 2 cuts, go ahead and silicone it all together, cut a hole in there, and then you're set. So we're going to grow another something like that. Now, obviously, that doesn't hold a whole lot. This was just testing to see if this works, because then you can go out, if you need to, you can buy 18-inch travertine or something, right? and cut it down and make a longer one. So these were just testing again. I like test over and over before I go and spend a whole lot of money on anything. But if you don't want to grow in plastic, there's alternatives. You just got to use your imagination and try things out. And like people worry about, like they said, like that with the pH and that, we never know until we try it, right? Let's see. Been over 30 years since I lived in Florida, so I don't remember everything. Oh, okay. Yeah, we've been down here for a little while. But so that's some of the things that you got. There's anything else, like I said, the plastic, most things that we were using are food grade. You can use to grow food. This stuff, obviously we're not going to feed the world showing them how to do this, but I'd like to include everyone. So I don't want to have a big debate on whether plastic's good for you or it's not good for you. And, some people aren't worried about it and some people are. And so what I like to do is just show both ways of doing it, and everybody picks, what they feel is best for them. Instead of, everybody just coming in and just going nuts all the time and arguing. I'd rather spend our energy trying to teach more people how to grow their own food. So I really enjoy it. I appreciate all of you guys, coming in and doing this. Like I said, every time y'all share it, I can see, like in my analytics, how many times people share it out. And, you guys are really making a difference, because it's, I haven't shared a whole lot of messages and stuff, unless people tell me, I can make it public. I usually don't do it. It's a little more private, but I can tell you, I get a whole lot of messages. Or if you guys go back to my videos and watch the comment section, there, is always someone who's saying, oh, cool, I'm growing my own food, or I did this, or I shared it with somebody. And you people who are out there who are like just actually building these things and giving them away, you guys are fantastic. You guys are the ones who are, making a real change in the world in that too. So we're going to keep doing that. And I hope everyone's on board. It's just, that's just my ambition. And like I said, at the end of the day, when we look back at life, we can all get out there and make a bunch of money. That's good. We got to eat and everything. But, some of the other things that it's priceless, when someone says you helped them out and everything. And it's just like my wife painting the murals. You guys saw the Iron Man one. She's fixing to paint another one. If anybody out there knows any children, it doesn't have to be your own, or just anybody that has children that are like in need, they either have like a chronic illness or they're sick and they're in the hospital, or just anything, disability, any kid out there that's facing a little extra challenge in that, and you think that something like a cool piece of art, whatever they would like, would cheer them up, be sure to connect with us and let us know, because that's what Keely's been doing. And every time she gets a chance, she paints another mural and puts it out there. And we, that we don't make anything off of that. And we usually don't show a whole lot. She'll show how she paints it, but we don't bring the people in and make a whole hoo-ha about it. We're just trying to put it out into the world. So if you guys, there's no strings attached. If you know any kid that it could, help them out and bring a smile to their face, let us know. It doesn't cost anything, and we'll pay for shipping and everything, and we'll just ship them something, and we don't expect anything in return. Later, Big Al. We'll catch you later. Buy a length of 6x6 and hollow it out and give it a lid plastic free. Cool. That's a good idea. Another thing too is I've seen some of the people I watch a lot of stuff from India and Asia and like Taiwan and all these other countries. And one thing is somebody's grown in bamboo, that they actually years ago, they actually had bamboo set up to carry water, and they used it for gutters and building things. And I actually want to get a piece. The only thing is bamboo's like really expensive, but I think that would be something else that's cool. Invasive plants. There's 3. I love collecting them in my fish pond. Yeah, there's a couple that are out there in the wild, and you're not supposed to collect them in that, because if you get them and you propagate it and you don't want it, you throw it back in another waterway where it didn't come from, then it's moving around. Love koi. Yeah, yeah, koi's awesome. Keely had one, and we got it when it was like a little goldfish, you know, just a little tiny thing, and it got huge. And but it was like an outside pond, and we heard our dogs barking one day, but a hawk or something came down and grabbed him, picked him up, and he was too big, and he like dropped him and killed him. She knocked him out of that park. Okay, yeah, Keely's murals. Cheers, Keely. Just put some frozen kale and strawberries and almond milk. Yeah, yeah, it's cool. I'm feeling like a little smoothie in that too. I tell you what, I've got the microgreen grower. This is a used one, so I won't give you a used one. But I got the little kit where you get 2 of these. I got 2 little bags of soil that come with it, and then I throw in some free seeds, whatever I've got left over there. I'll throw a couple packs of seeds in there. I haven't got anything ready to give away this week, but if you guys come back, like after this video is done and it's processed, come back and just leave a comment, and whatever, you can just say, you know, I'm in, or keep on growing or something, but come back and just leave a comment, and I'll let it run for like 2 days or something, and then I'll come back in and do a random comment picker and give away one of those packs. So just come on back in after this processes and just say hello, Mike, or whatever, and or I want that microgreen grower, and you know, just whatever. Or let me know what you guys are growing for spring, or if you guys got your garden growing, put that in there, what y'all are going to be growing. I'm really interested in that, and I'll go ahead and draw that and then send that off. Huak Stream, he wasn't here. He's got the downspouts. I'm going to be mailing that off tomorrow. And Big Al was in here. He won the little microgreen setup a couple weeks ago. So just come back in and do that, and I'll give you all one of those, because I think I'm going to be packing stuff up this week. It's going to be a busy week. A lot of people got the downspouts. You know, these, we're getting on towards spring. Don't know how long I'll do it, but you know, these are like buy one get one free right now. And look, link to the Etsy stores down below. But a load of people came in like last week and ordered them, so I'm going to be busy just getting them and making them and shipping them. So it's going to keep me busy all week. But that's cool, because every time I make one of those and go to ship it out, I think that's another family learning how to grow food, or is interested in trying something different. So actually, over the last year since like lockdown, we've actually made about 2,000 of them, over 2,000. So that's a lot of people out there growing. And the fun thing is that when they do it, it's something different. So when somebody sees it, their neighbor or family or something, like, what's that? Then have somebody else explaining kind of what we do, and somebody else learns about it, and then they tell somebody else. So if you guys don't understand how much things can just explode exponentially, take one, like if you get 1 penny and you double it, the next day you got 2 pennies, and the next day you got 4 pennies, and the next day you got 8 pennies, right? So that's in 4 days, you've got 8 pennies, 8 cents. And you do that for only 30 days. How much do you think you'll have without getting a calculator out? Does anybody know that you just keep from 8 pennies to 16 pennies to 32 pennies to 64 pennies? And you do that so that's already a week. So just do it a little farther out, 1 month. And if you kind of think of that like you sharing something, if you just one person and that person shares it with one person, so like you take it, every time you share it out, somebody else shares it out, and then those 2 people share it out, and those 3 or 4 people share it out. In 1 month, in 30 days, if you're taking 1 penny and 2 pennies and 3 pennies, you'd have over, I think it's like $500 million. So I'll do the math later, and I'm coming up. I used to have it memorized, but it's like millions of dollars within a month. So that just shows the power of you guys. When you think you're not making a big deal, you just share it with somebody, or you just tell somebody word of mouth, or just anything. That just us doing that and them sharing it, that's how things go like viral everywhere. It's just that enough people take it. And you guys have done it. You've seen like the silly cat video, right? And then you're like, oh, I got to show all my friends. So you show like 10 friends, and those 10 friends are like, oh, that's cool. And they show like their 10 friends. And that's how things like blow up. The same things here, we learn something cool and we either tell somebody or we share it, or we actually do it ourselves and somebody sees it and they learn something, and it just keeps going and going. So even though we're not going to reach everybody in the world, if we set that as our goal, and even if we don't get anywhere near it, just imagine how many people over years and years and years that are going to learn something new that's going to help them out. I think that's powerful. That's like that, just awesome. Math is not my thing. That's 9 fingers, Mike. I'm keeping out of the thrift stores. Keeping my, yeah, check out the thrift stores. I like the roast carver idea for harvesting almost. Yeah, just be careful with it. It's if you're not used to it, it's like a friggin' saw. So we grew up, some of us older people grew up with it. That's what they used to carve the turkeys and everything with. That was like the newfangled thing that came out. Everybody had a sharp knife. They're sharpening their own knife, carving a turkey. Then these things came out. Now they're not too popular. And that's what, like they were saying, is they're in all the thrift stores. They're for like $2 or $3. I think I put one in my Amazon store, but really go check out your thrift stores. Every time I'm in there, I see like 2 or 3 of them laying around here. I'm not sure, where everybody else is, but be really careful, because it will take it won't cut your whole finger off, but it take a lot of skin off. And that's why I get mine out of the way. I used to work in the kitchen, so I'm always careful with knives. You guys be careful too. That was an old Asian thing. Yeah, where a man only wants one. Yeah. I've heard that with the grain of rice too. People, it's a lot easier mentally if they, like we all know about money. So if I kind of put it in the terms of a penny, then they'll kind of know. Born in 64. Cool. We're about the same age, Thomas. I'm 66. Let's see, when I was at the store, I talked to someone about gardening. He said, there's this guy, Microgreen Doozy, keep on growing. You should watch it. Awesome. That's cool. That's cool. The couple weeks ago, I went to Publix and I was walking out, and this guy and this lady were walking this way, and I stopped, and said, to let her go first, trying to be a gentleman. And she kind of walked by, and her husband was with her, so I said, he can go ahead too. And when he walked by, he goes, thank you. And he turned around, he goes, oh, by the way, I love your videos. And I had my mask on. And his wife stopped what she was doing, turned around and looked, and she went, is that Mike? And I was like, yeah. And I didn't really talk to him that much, because I wasn't expecting it. I didn't want to be like, oh, cool, you saw my channel or whatever. I'm just like, cool, keep on growing or whatever. And, they didn't make a big deal about it, but it was kind of cool. They recognized me as somebody in my own hometown. That's awesome. And that's, like I said, I have no ego. I don't care if everybody knows my name or they don't. This thing where we want to help everyone. There were a couple people over the years, like we're using a pool noodle, right? It gets some attention because not a lot of people grow pool noodles. So I do some videos, and it gets some attention. Of course, there's going to be other people that do it too. And some other people did the same thing I did, got a lot more views than I did, didn't mention me. And some people that know us got excited about it and a little angry and wanted me to do something. I was like, what? At the end of the day, what happens? More people learn how to grow some of their food. If we stop worrying about me, mine, and everything, and that, and just put good out into the world, then you quit stressing out about it, and everything flows. So it doesn't matter if I was worried about, this is what I'm doing, and I was greedy and I was just trying to make money and this is my idea, you're just going to stress out. And a lot of people are out there like that. So if we can kind of put that behind us and just say, we just want to share stuff out. So if people, if they don't like plastic, show them like different ways, to grow, that they can, or if they don't mind, using things, or if you're sitting there and they're, you're at somebody's house and they're fixing you some cereal and you're like, hey, you can grow food in there. We're just out there sharing it. And it doesn't matter if everybody knows who I am or I'm not. The main idea is that we're helping people, and that people are out there empowering themselves and learning to take care of themselves. Like I said, it's one of the basic necessities of life, and a lot of us take it for granted because there's always a grocery store somewhere, there's always a restaurant somewhere. But when lockdown happened and lots of that stuff closed, and people went over and were hoarding things and buying stuff, and all of a sudden you walked in and the grocery store shelves were empty, all of a sudden it hit us like, oh my God, it's not always going to be like, where everything's just available to us. So if you can go ahead and learn to take care of some of your own stuff, if you grow, the cracking method, we're not going to grow everything. Not growing, watermelons and some of the things are a little more difficult. But if you master how to grow leafy greens and microgreens, and you can keep the system going, that saves you money where you can go out and buy a friggin' tomato if you want. So it's just good. I just love sharing with everybody. And like I said, I'm rambling. I said I wasn't going to keep you all too long. Let me just catch up on the chat here, and I'll let you all go. That was an old Asian thing with man. Okay, the grain of rice. I know your voice talking in a store without a mask too. Okay, cool. Grow pool noodles. Yeah, I wish I could grow them. I'm always needing them. It's the best repurposing of what you're going to throw away. Yeah, it's best to repurpose. That's cool. And like we said, we're getting, as we move on to, that's another thing people are learning to grow. But we're also, learning, repurposing things. Instead of stuff going right into the landfill, we're using it, or just taking something that it would take a ton of energy to turn it into a little disposable shaver or something. But you can take it, you can like grow food over and over and over in it. So I'm gonna let you guys go. Like I said, I'm not gonna keep you too long. I've been working all day, and I just got home yesterday. I was gone all week, so I've got a lot of work to do too. I really appreciate y'all coming in and hanging out. Make sure you go ahead and come back to this video. Like I said, it takes a little while to process, the longer it is. So if we keep it kind of short as 1 hour, might take a little while to process, but jump back on here, save the link to it, and leave a comment. So I'm going to go in there and pick somebody out. I'm going to strip them off, if I pick your name, I'll comment back to you that you're the winner, and then we'll go to Keep On Growing, my email, and give me an address where I can ship it to. So I hope everyone's doing well. Like I said, some of you guys were out there saying it's been really nice. The weather's kind of cleared up and that. I hope everyone, made it through, that polar vortex or whatever that went through. And we might still get a little cold snaps coming. So that's one reason why we grow like this, is we've got microgreens all the time. We've got the baby greens, and some stuff's outside, some stuff's inside. If we do get a snap freeze and I'm not here and it kills it, I've got microgreens that I can take and put back into them and get it going all over again. So we're going to be talking about that, where we just keep it going over and over and over, and you just have a constant supply. Have a great night. Have a great night. Cool. Mike, last time we purchased greens was in December. Awesome. Cool. That's awesome. I love it. I love hearing that. Talk to you next time. Night, Jeff. Okay. Good night. Good night. Good night. All right, everybody. Yeah. Good night. I love y'all. Live to inspire. Keep on growing.